Finance students are always asking about professional certifications and what they can do to make themselves more marketable to employers. This video provides a snapshot of the key differences between the CFA, the CPA, the CFP, and an MBA. But before we get started, please hit the subscribe button down below. So first we'll go over the Chartered Financial Analyst certification, also known as the CFA. The CFA curriculum builds on current knowledge in finance, accounting, and economics. Main topics include, but are not limited to, portfolio management and security analysis. This program is no easy task, even for experienced finance professionals. It's a very difficult and rigorous exam. According to the CFA Institute, the vast majority of CFAs work in asset management or portfolio management. As far as the exam structure goes, there are 3 exams: Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3, and they must be taken sequentially, so they have to be taken in order basically. And each exam consists of 2 3-hour sessions, so they're very long. That's 18 total hours of testing, and successful candidates spend roughly 300 hours studying for each exam. So if you make it through all 3 exams, you should be roughly spending about 900 hours. It's quite a bit. It's quite a big investment and commitment on your part. Level 1 is available twice every year in June and December. Level 2 and Level 3 are only available once every year in June. And this is administered by the CFA Institute. And I've included a link for the recommended exam prep on the website through Wiley. For the requirements of the CFA, it includes your bachelor's degree, 4 years of relevant work experience, and obviously you need to pass Level 1, 2, and Level 3. And you also need to maintain membership with the CFA Institute and with the local CFA society. You also need references for your CFA membership application, so basically just people to vouch for you. And as far as the cost goes, there's a one-time program enrollment fee of $450. There's an exam registration fee for each exam, but that's dependent on when you actually sign up, when you actually register for the exam. As you can see here, this is the CFA Institute's table below for the Level 1 December 2018 fees. Obviously there are 3 different buckets here: the early registration fee of $650, the standard registration fee of $950, and the late registration fee of $1,380. So now moving on to the Certified Public Accountant certification, also known as the CPA. The CPA is for accounting professionals and is granted by the state boards of accountancy. All CPA candidates must pass the uniform CPA exam, which is 4 separate sections. They're all the same nationwide, hence uniform. But CPA candidates actually have to adhere to the requirements of their individual state to obtain licensure. Passing the exam is not sufficient in and of itself. The CPA designation is required to work for a company that provides accounting services to others, known as public accounting, but it is still highly encouraged in private accounting as well. CPAs often work in tax, audit, management consulting, or treasury or cash management roles. As far as the exam structure goes, there are 4 separate exams. The first is auditing and attestation. The second is business environment and concepts. The third is financial accounting and reporting, and the 4th is regulation. These exams can be taken in any order, unlike the CFA, as we described earlier. There are 14 total hours of testing, and successful candidates spend roughly 80 to 100 hours studying for each exam. So again, another huge time commitment. This works out to roughly 300 to 400 hours total. And this exam is administered by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, the AICPA. And the recommended exam prep, I have a link on my website to that, so just head over to thefinancemajor.com and you'll find it. And as for the CPA requirements, you'll need your bachelor's degree, and you'll also need to satisfy the state requirements for the 3 E's: education, examination, and experience. So you'll need 150 college credits to actually obtain your CPA license. And you'll also need to pass your uniform CPA exam, all 4 sections obviously. And most states require 2 years of public accounting experience. And for the cost, the fees really depend on the state that you're in. On my website, I have a link to Rogers CPA, and if you click on that link, you'll be able to see the requirements and the cost for your state in specific. And since I live in New York, I'll use New York State as an example. So the initial application fee would be $150, and then you can obviously see the price of each of the 4 exams here, totaling roughly $885. And also there's a $75 re-examination application fee. So if you were to retake one of these exams, each time you would do that, there would be a $75 fee. And now moving on to the Certified Financial Planner certification, also known as the CFP. According to the CFP board, the CFP is designed to assess your ability to integrate and apply a broad base of financial planning knowledge in the context of real-life financial planning situations. CFPs often work as financial advisors at wealth management firms, or they own their own financial planning practices. The CFP designation is pretty entrepreneurial in nature, as your success is dependent on your ability to retain and attract clients. As far as the exam structure, there's one exam consisting of 2 3-hour sessions with a 40-minute break in between, so that's 6 total hours of testing, much better than the CFA and much better than the CPA. Successful candidates spend roughly 250 hours studying for the exam, so also much better than both of the previous exams. The exam is available during 3 8-day testing windows each year, usually in March, July, and November. And this exam is administered by the CFP Board of Standards. So as for the CFP requirements, you'll need your bachelor's degree. You'll need to satisfy the requirements for the 4 E's, which are education, examination, experience, and ethics. You'll need to complete a CFP board-registered program addressing all major personal financial planning areas. I do have a link to the educational requirements on my website, so definitely check out the article for this. And you also obviously need to pass the CFP exam, and you need to complete 6,000 hours of relevant financial planning experience or 4,000 hours of apprenticeship experience that meets additional requirements. And again, I do have a link for the experience requirement on my website. As for the cost, the registration fee depends on when you registered, just like the CFA. So for 2018, you can see there are 3 buckets. There's the early bird, standard, and late registration. The early bird is $595, the standard is $695, and the late registration is $795. And finally, the Master of Business Administration, the MBA. Some students choose to complete their MBA degree directly after undergrad since they're kind of accustomed to that student life. However, many finance professionals actually advise not doing so until one gains meaningful experience in the field and understands exactly where they want to take their career. When shifting career paths, even within the field of finance, finance professionals often seek to obtain their MBA from a reputable business school. An MBA will provide you with a broad range of business knowledge, and you should be able to also declare a concentration in finance if you wish to do so. An MBA is also going to give you a broader range of career opportunities, whereas the certifications listed above will significantly narrow your job prospects. The major advantage of obtaining an MBA is the alumni network you're going to get along with it. This can open many doors for you and many opportunities that will make your job search much easier. And the major disadvantage of obtaining an MBA is the cost associated with it. Many of the top business schools require that you attend full-time, which means that you'd be paying for school and missing out on potential income during this time. If you remember from Econ 101, this is your opportunity cost. However, some companies will pay for employees to obtain their MBA part-time in an executive MBA program. This can be difficult though due to a full-time job, and especially if you have a family to take care of. And just some final notes here. Obviously, there are pros and cons to each of these career-enhancing options above. It's definitely your job to do the additional research and figure out which, if any, makes sense for you and your career aspirations.